sound is.
Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading for your finances. And I am here with John.
Hello.
He's here to do this reading with me. I wanted to shout out to one of my subscribers who actually purchased this reading as a personal reading and decided to donate it to the entire channel. So instead of purchasing a personal reading, they just paid me my personal reading price and asked if I could do a pick a card reading on this. So this person is feeling like there's a lot going on with everyone's finances. This person who purchased the reading from me is very clairvoyant, and so I feel like this person's really tapping into the energy right now and knows that, Jupiter is retrograde, so there's, for a lot of people out there, not everyone, there's issues with maybe the flow of abundance. So we're going to go ahead and get into this, and I'm really excited to help you guys out in this situation because I have to say, I have been on quite a journey when it comes to my own finances, and I have, for the first time in my entire life, at least in this life, I'm feeling like I have a handle on this, so I can actually talk about this and not feel like a hypocrite. You guys, seriously, money is energy, okay? Everything is energy, everything's vibration, everything is frequency, and so is money. So you do have the ability to attract money into your life, whatever your situation is, but you have to realize it starts with you. So if you want money, don't go looking for it outside of yourself. Focus on within, and that's probably going to be something we're going to talk about a lot today. So this is about your money situation. This is about your finances. And speaking of, you guys, by the way, what should I put on my tax form? What should I put as my occupation? Should I put psychic? Should I put shaman? Should I put clairvoyant consultant? It's just wild, I want to remind you guys that you can make a living doing what you love, even if it's strange, even if it's like, different or spiritual or artistic. There's a way for you to make money by expressing the truth of who you are. So I feel like a lot of you guys who are watching out there are artists or healers. You're probably very clairvoyant, you're an artist, or you're a healer, or you're both. And you're probably looking for a way to, make more money and to find a way to make money doing what you love so you don't have to work for the man and freaking be exhausted and broken down all the time. And be in, that hustle of 9 to 5, and a lot of you guys out there want more finances, and a lot of it has to do with your career, so we'll touch on that as well. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and pick a feather. So you're going to pick number 1, the Vulture Feather, number 2, the Hawk Feather, number 3, the Parrot Feather. So go ahead and choose one. Number 1, the Vulture Feather, number 2, the Hawk Feather, or number 3, the Parrot Feather. If you choose number 1, we're going to get started, and if you choose number 2 or 3, go ahead and chill out, and we'll get to your reading soon. So Vulture Feather, people. I'm getting a really interesting vibe off this Vulture Feather. What about you, John?
Totally.
You're feeling it?
Mm.
Yeah, vultures are all about finding a way to, for me, I'm honestly thinking about alchemy, like making the best out of the worst. Like when life hands you lemons, like gives you lemonade, because they feast off of all the dead, decaying things out there out in nature. So maybe there's something in your life that you've kind of moved on from, like an old aspect of yourself, a way you used to to express yourself, and it's like they're telling you that you need to kind of go back to the past and start thinking about the gifts and the talents that you've had throughout your life and the things you've liked to do. Let's go ahead and draw some cards for those of you guys who chose the Vulture Feather. This is about your finances. So yeah, they're saying there's competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. You know what I'm thinking about? This is making me think about a toxic work environment or something about how you're having a difficult time collaborating with other people, but I feel like it's because the only way you've ever really collaborated with people is like within a system with like a certain amount of rules. And so like maybe you're working like a typical job, and there's only a certain amount, like they're saying you can only climb the ladder so high when it comes to the jobs you've been choosing. And like you're needing to break this cycle and perhaps even become self-employed or find your way into an industry that's more supportive of you and your gifts and your talents. So you're butting heads with a lot of the people you've been working with, like, and or just they haven't been understanding you, because I feel like you're very sensitive and kind. It's not like you're going out there looking for trouble, but there's been like misunderstandings. So yeah, something about like conflict with people. Let's see what else we can get for you when it comes to finances. I mean, I'm seeing the Tower card, and I also had a peek over at John's card, and so I'm getting this feeling like you're being called to leave the situation with your work or the way that you're making money right now. And perhaps try to find a new path. It might be that you have to work part-time, and then on the side, work towards your goals and for your career. But I see there's a lot of opportunities for you to make money. They're saying there's many different ways for you to make money, and you need to be open to trying something new. I see this big death. I see this big transformation you're going through, and a rebirth. So it's like making me think it's time for you to perhaps leave the place you work. There's vibes about that coming out. What do you think, John?
Well, it's funny. I was really attracted to this card, and when I pulled it out and I looked at it, and I was thinking, it looks like really similar to the feather that's in the card. And well, the owl is talking about deception, and it's also saying like, maybe like what Promise was saying, you're noticing deception, you're noticing falseness maybe in your workplace. And the owl's energy is always about cutting through deception and knowing what's really there, knowing what's really happening. So I think a confirmation saying that like you might be the kind of person that it's a little harder to deceive. Or maybe recently you're experiencing a lot more clarity, and you're experiencing the ability to notice, notice details that other people don't notice, to notice the truth, So I think it's just a good confirmation, like Promise is saying, changing maybe the people that you're working with because you're feeling some kind of a falseness.
Oh my gosh, that is resonating so hard with this card that I just pulled. And this card is very interesting. It's the nature card, and it's talking about how, perhaps there's this fear of change you have, and they're wanting you to like release your self-imposed restrictions. Like you have been falsely like constricting yourself and keeping yourself in this box of what you think your potential is and what you think is possible for your life, but there's so much more for you, and you're getting ready to expand. So they're saying allow the natural course to flow. Choose what path appeals to you. It's time to free yourself. And I want to read a little bit of this to you, actually. It's so fitting. It says, choices are the highlight of this card, as are possible repercussions. The warning is that short-term goals that require personal sacrifice are not always in one's best interest. Will the bear join in the revelry of the nature spirits, or will it risk being entrapped by reaching into something unnatural? People also choose the direction they travel in their lives, and sometimes what originally seems like a blessing turns out to be false. So you got to realize sometimes you're walking this path, everything's great, you love your job, but then over time, like, it's not working for you. And this is reminding me so much of my job I used to work, where I was a swim teacher and I was teaching community CPR classes and I was doing healings in the water and working. I was a personal trainer, and I loved that job because I really got to express my truth and be in front of you and lead exercise classes. But over time, the job was breaking me down. My body was tired. My soul and my spirit longed to express itself in a different way. And now look at the path I'm on. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I'm a dancer. I am a clairvoyant consultant. I'm doing fashion styling. So this is what the card's saying, is that like this situation you've been in, it seemed like a blessing, but it might not be anymore. Because over time, you know, you grow and you change, and you might have kind of grown out of this situation you're in when it comes to how you're making money. So they're saying, then, like, so once the blessing turns out to be false, or you realize it's time to get out, the choice becomes whether or not to liberate oneself. Staying in a job that pays well, but has an unpleasant work environment, or staying in an unrewarding relationship because of the expectations of others, are only two examples of how one may take on undesired burdens. But that's it. I mean, that's the message. So they're saying the restrictions that are self-imposed may also be self-released, so that one may savor the joy of life and dance with the fawns. One may choose to act freely, to laugh at the result if necessary, or to be tied to a situation, a way of life, or an attitude that is not enjoyed or liked.
Yeah, I think I was just gonna say my personal experience. I've had a lot of different jobs, and so it's important to, when you're doing work that you feel called to do, because of your just intuition, you know, being called to do things. I think in this situation, I'm just being called to mention some workplaces. These people can maybe pressure you into being harder on yourself. Maybe pressure you to overextending yourself, and not necessarily for other people, but I noticed that some workplaces, because of the culture of like productivity and numbers. I mean, these companies these days are really, really focused on numbers and forget about human behavior. And I feel like maybe
That's
this
so
is a
true.
situation where if you're feeling this pressure from the people that you're working with to be harder on yourself and to work more and to give up more of your personal freedom, financial freedom for the better of this company, like I think it's time to maybe recheck, like, is this job, is this company really taking me into alignment with my personal passions and desires? Sometimes we're called to maybe have different perspectives than other people, and then well, honestly, I feel like everybody's called to have a different perspective from
And
everybody else.
sometimes you're called to be a shaman.
So I feel like, I guess the final thing from me would just be really take a look at your work environment. Are you feeling like the vacuum, the thing that's sucking you into work, is maybe feeling like you're more productive with them? Maybe that you push yourself harder, and that's not always the answer for some people. Some people, you know, like a Capricorn, you know what I mean? They're
Caps.
like productivity.
Capricorns, or anybody who's got a lot of Capricorn in the chart,
Right?
they just gotta work.
And if that's your energy, and you really feel like that's your family, and you're being challenged in ways that grow and expand yourself, that's cool. Just always try and go for more gentle and more soft and more what is wanted by your heart. Your heart will always tell you the truth.
Yeah, and then your logic is what helps you follow through to like make the good decisions, and to your heart shows you the way, and then your logic is what gets you there. So just don't forget that, because sometimes people forget that about their heart, and then you're in a situation where you're like not happy, and I feel like that's kind of what this is. So entanglements, what the heck? I mean, maybe this has a lot to do with the people that you're working around. This is a card talking about like people cutting cords. Maybe there's a relationship you need to cut cords with, because sometimes if you're in the wrong relationship, it keeps you from expanding and growing and like starting your business and doing your thing, because you're just like living that relationship life, and And like, you got to really think about if the other person's really challenging like you and helping you grow towards like just who you're supposed to be, you know? Hope. They're sending you hope. The angel of miracles is here. I do feel a good energy around you and your finances in the future. Any other messages for you to help you with your finances? How can you get more money as soon as possible? Is always the question. Of course, you've got to come to balance. That's what Rainbow Harmony is all about. Coming to balance and peace. So they're saying you need to wait for perfect timing. Don't forget there's like synchronicities and miracles that come into your life to kind of help point you in the direction you're supposed to go. Like I, for instance, wanted to be a fashion stylist, and I did my best to like take action and like work towards it. But there were people who came out of nowhere to help me and bless me and help me blow up my business. And I couldn't have done it without them. So just don't forget that there's people who are going to come on your path. A lot of times when you pray, when you visualize, when you set intentions, set goals, the answer comes through other people. So it's like people are going to come in your life and help you. And they're saying, look, your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. So all is well. Continue to work on your balance. Find your center. Things will flow. So if you choose number 2, the hawk feather.
It's a Cooper hawk.
Yeah, John, do you want to talk a little bit about the hawk and the hawk energy?
Yeah, just real quick. In general, I found this feather when I was in LA. It was my first feather I think that ever kind of interrupted me.
Interrupted you, I like that.
And
you're just walking and all of a sudden, tell them the story of how you found it. It was like 3 in the morning,
yeah,
right?
No, it was a weird place to find it. It was like a place you wouldn't expect to find it in LA.
It was weird
anyways,
how we found it.
Cooper hawks, hawks in general, obviously, these are people who have a really high, and I don't want to get into like hierarchy or like structure and like thinking about people who are better than other people or comparisons like that. But there are different strengths to different animals, and in this situation, I feel like hawks are always very keen on details, very keen on seeing from a distance. Especially from up above, where you feel like you might have more clarity, more objectivity. Sometimes people like this are a little bit more logical, I feel. Like they lean harder on that logical side because, they believe in what they see. But sometimes this also means people with vision. Sometimes it means people with kind of like a piercing kind of gaze. You know what I mean?
Damn, you're so woke. This is so true. Someone just said, sorry to interrupt you. Sorry, I want to scroll back to this comment. It was really sweet. Damn, so many people are commenting. Aw, dang it, I just lost the comment. But someone says, you're awesome, John. Love your honesty, dude.
Thank you.
But that is so true about hawk people. Everything you said is so true. So you guys who chose the hawk, that's probably your energy here. I'm being guided to pull some cards for you from my Green Witch Tarot to see what's going on with you and your financial situation. Once again, this is about your money, about your finances. For those of you guys that chose number 2, the hawk. Wow, it's really good to get these cards. There's a lot of reversals, which is making me think about delays. I feel like there's a lot going on with you emotionally, and I'm going to be real with you. Everything is energy. You are your money. You are your money. I'm going to say that again. You are your money. So I'm not saying that if you're depressed and if you're upset and you're sad, you're not going to make money. And if you're happy, you're going to make money. It doesn't work like that. I've been depressed as all hell, and I've made tons of money before. It's about being authentic. It's about letting your emotions flow. And it's about seeking balance. It's about meeting your needs. It's about just making sure, like making your priority every day to just be a friend to yourself, to be in touch with yourself, to take the time to give gratitude for like whatever's around you that you're appreciating, to look up more and have hope that the universe, the greater forces are in your favor, or just have hope that you are strong enough to make it through. It's kind of a mindset of being willing to accept yourself 100% and love yourself 100%, that no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, it's okay. And that's something I have to tell myself all the time. And that's actually something really beautiful John has helped me with. Like, I'll cry and I'll freak out about something, and then he's like, it's okay to have emotions. You know, why don't you just lay down and cry some more and get it out, and or paint or make some tea, or like, you know, self-soothe as you go through this. And I feel like you're depressed and stuff about everything, and so when it comes to your finances, you have this feeling like it's never going to come, it's never going to happen, I'm always going to be depressed. But what if I told you guys that you could be depressed and make money? What if I told you guys that you could be depressed and still have a thriving business? I'm proof. You guys, I'm so fucking depressed. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm going through a lot in my life. My life has been insane, and like, I'm going through this battle, you know, depression, anxiety, and it's part of why I started Rainbow Harmony, because as I go through this journey of healing, I want to share that with you guys. So, you know, if you're depressed, if like stuff's going down, if your life has been rocky and bumpy, if you had a rough start, I just want you to know the universe doesn't care who you are, where you come from, what happened. Like, I have to say, if you had a rough start, you have even more of an advantage. You know, I feel like if you had a rough life in the beginning, it's kind of a sign that the rest of your life's probably going to go a little bit better, because there's that whole balance thing going on this planet, yin and yang, you know, it's going to even out. So someone just said, I've been crying so much, like my soul is screaming for change, birthing pains. Oh yeah, we're being reborn right now. That's what this card is all about. So, the Six of Wands.
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, go ahead, John.
So, one thing that popped out before I even pulled this card, so I thought it was kind of funny, was I felt like from what you were saying, like I'm just gonna go on top of it. Like, hummingbirds are all about joy, and they are very different birds from other kinds of birds. They can hover, right? So, and I mean, obviously, you might have heard about hummingbirds before. How fast they flap their wings. They drink really, literally just like nectar and bugs, and that's all. The only thing they eat, little bugs and nectar, and but I think for like we were talking about, you know, hawk people and the hawk feather and the energy that it is of this vision and clarity and kind of like this bigger picture type perspective that you can get from those kinds of spiritual heights, you know. And I think the message here from the hummingbird is generally about opening the heart. Sometimes with the hawk energy, you can get caught up in judgments, and in sharing that perspective and that vision with other people. Not everybody else will understand kind of like that bigger picture. And it's not, and I want to say kind of delicately, it's not always our purpose to share every little detail that we would like to share with other people. Sometimes those things are best kept as a secret.
Yes.
In this situation, it's telling you, maybe go down. Maybe just kind of open your heart up. Go to a concert. Go to a museum with art. Just kind of get out of the big picture. Get down into the nitty gritty of life and try and find some joy. Try and find some really free time experience where you can just let go of those big perspectives, and that might help kind of refuel you and recharge you to go right back up there, you know, where you're up high, you know, having the kind of like an aloof kind of perspective. But you know, sometimes it's important to go back down, be with other people in the moment, open your heart up to other people. This does have a good sign for love in general. So, you know, if you're single, maybe this is a good time to just, you know, break free of your old habits for a little while. Just give yourself a break and have some fun.
Wow, oh my god, I feel like if I was to do this pick a card reading, I probably would have chose this one. This is my spirit animal, you guys. And yeah, this really resonates with me. So I'm just going to leave it there. I feel like you summed it up perfectly, John. That's totally the message for you guys who chose number 2. So if you choose number 3 or the Parrot Feather, we're going to go ahead and draw cards for you about your finances. Oh my gosh, did you just pull that?
It just fell out.
Oh, it just fell out. A funny card just fell out of the deck. It was an inside joke. Tarot readers, we have like inside jokes with our tarot cards. We're so weird. We're so weird. Shout out to all you other tarot readers out there. How would you guys feel about a Rainbow Harmony tarot deck? What if I had some tarot decks, you guys, that you could purchase on a web shop that were like legit? Of course, a good price. And beautiful, and I want to teach you guys how to read cards, and I want to make cards for you guys. I have a deck I've made on, you know what, maybe for number 3 I'll use my personal deck for you guys. Obviously the Rainbow Harmony deck would be a lot prettier than this one. This one's kind of like homemade. But yeah, I definitely want to come out with decks for you guys. People are saying that would be cool. Cool, a tarot deck, yes. Awesome. I'm making one for you guys. It's gonna happen. Okay, so for those of you guys that chose number 3, the Parrot Feather. Wow, so I feel like this has a lot to do with you opening to receive. So those of you guys that chose number 3, it's all about being receptive. Is that what you got?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. More inside jokes?
No, when you're done.
Okay. So this says allow yourself to receive affection. And so they're saying pride is not allowing yourself to receive as much as you need. So it's your pride. It's your pride that's getting in the way. The universe wants to give you more. The universe wants to open up those floodgates of abundance and rain it down on you. But you have not been allowing yourself to receive as much as you need. So they're saying don't be too hard on yourself, but realize that you have been responding to your environment in a way that really is no longer appropriate. You might have basically your family, your parents might have rubbed off on you, and you might be working a job trying to impress them. You might have chosen a path that was based off of what society wanted for you or what someone else wanted for you, and you're confused because you're like, what is my true path? And you're trying to make money, and it's hard because it's hard to make money when you're not on your true path. And like that'll be a sign. Like if you're broke, maybe like you need to start working on expressing the truth of who you are, your talents and your gifts. The more that you open to who you are and the more that you become who you are, the more money you make. I make more and more and more and more and more money every day. More and more money every day because I'm taking steps to be who I am. And it's just so weird, you know, back when I wasn't doing that, the money wasn't coming. And now, you know, to be honest with you guys, I followed a lot of advice from Infinite Waters. I love his YouTube channel. He was talking about how like your abundance is all about just being who you are and being authentic. And that's how like money's going to come. And so I just started working on that and it worked. So they're saying embrace your independent thinking and embark on your own personal journey. Your own journey. Your voice has a TF tone to it. What does that mean? Sorry, tell me. I'm like interested. Time to go into nature for inspiration. So it's time to take a long walk on the beach. You are very energy sensitive. Now I feel really bad that I was kind of going off on you about this. Now that I'm remembering, like you're a very sensitive person. But they're saying there's a gift of news of unexpected wealth. So money is coming. My personal deck is always creepy accurate, you guys. Yeah, a new path, but I do see there's been a lot of struggle for you, so it's hard for you to like open to receive and to believe money is really coming, even though it is. So,
I got the Buffalo, which is probably the strongest like abundance card for me in the medicine card deck. It is very, very, very sacred. It definitely is confirmation that your prayers have been heard. I would also say if for some reason you're feeling disconnected from your prayers, that this is definitely a time to send some out. This is also about like visual prayer, like sometimes visualization while you're praying, visualizing it happening, visualizing your connection with your divine, source, whoever it is that you connect with. It definitely calls you to question and remember who your eternal partner is, and in this case, from the medicine cards, your eternal partner is the Great Spirit that always exists, and your connection with the Great Spirit is what provides you everything that you need. Maybe this is just a time to set some sacred time away from everybody else in your life, to have some sacred time to send out some visual prayer, maybe some words, maybe some writing, some drawing. I am definitely a visual artist, so sometimes I prefer to pray by drawing. If I can visualize what I want and then draw it out while I'm thinking about it with like some music, that really helps me. But
Oh, that's powerful.
the buffalo is,
Yeah.
to me, a really, really strong sign of abundance financially. But it is also saying, remember, for some reason, this isn't where you're feeling right now. If you're not feeling abundance, remember your connection, with your higher self, with the Great Spirit, with God, whoever it is that you have that relationship with. That's the primary relationship. That's your eternal relationship.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, this was so epic. Well, you guys, you notice that a lot of our advice for your financial situation isn't about going out there and filling out applications and proving your shit to people and freaking kissing people's asses.
Jupiter retrograde.
It's about, right now it's Jupiter retrograde, so the faucet's turned down a little bit. But don't worry, after Jupiter and Mercury go direct, the faucet's going to turn back up, the floodgates of abundance are going to pour back down on us, and this is just our time to really rethink, like, are we really doing what we love? Like, because if you do what you love and you become more authentic, money's going to come. So remember, a lot of this advice isn't really about doing, it's about becoming. So I hope that you guys enjoy this reading. Thank you again to the sponsor. If you have a specific topic that you would like to see me and John do a pick a card reading on, hit me up. It's only $44 and I can arrange to do a pick a card reading for you and for everybody on your specific topic. Stay tuned. I will continue to have more content uploading for you guys. And those of you guys who purchase personal readings from me, please give me patience. I've recently had to raise my prices because I just got blown up the past week, and haven't I cleared my schedule, John?
You somehow managed to, yeah.
Somehow I managed to clear my schedule so that I could get all these readings done for you guys. So I love you all. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you later.